Hey guys, I'm just installing or putting together my JD Squared Model 4 bender on my roll around stand. As you can see, I got it all painted, welded up, and so forth like that. I'm using a 3/8 inch plate there, 4x4 box tube with 2x1 box tubes on the bottom. I got one big long one and then welded the two smalls on it. Those are about 13 inches a piece, 12 to 13 inches a piece, and about 48 inches. I notched the 4x4 and then slid it down over it and then welded the top plate. With the top plate of the bender, this go in there. So that goes in like so, but when it sits down flush, as you can see, it'll hold the piece. And so I'm about to do that. It's going to be a effort because that is a 75-pound piece of 1-inch plate. That's precision machined to what we need here. So let's go ahead and put that on. All right, the bender plate is on. You see, it'll stick through like so. Now it does say to put those the two washers in, but there's pins that go through all of these holes, and you want to make sure you want to get it completely through that hole. That way the pins, when they're going through and they're completely supported by the top and bottom plates, which you'll see later on. Unfortunately, I do not have an 1 1/8 deep well socket for that, so I'm just going to have to put them on without. All right, now that we have it all unboxed, I'm going to just give you a quick look. This is the arm, the pivoting arm. This is the anti-spring back little lever thingy. This actually is the ram mount. Actually, this is the ram mount. My bad. This is the other thing. The goes into these little teeth. You've got your bolts that hold the big arm on. This is the pivot mount. All your bender dies and some other miscellaneous things for the drive link, I think is what they call it. But anyway, time to put in this. I was a little disappointed. Got a little bit of ouchie on the powder coat. I'm not upset about it. Oh, there's 2 ouchies on the powder coat. Well, whatever. What do you mean? It's an expensive bender. Shouldn't I be pissed off? You know, life's too short. I am going to mount like so. What this does, this holds this in place, and then you have a very large pin that holds the pivot on the die. See how that goes all the way through the base plate? That's why you put those 2 washers in underneath. You want this to go all the way through so it's full strength. All I gotta do is tighten up these, and I'm gonna go find a wrench big enough for this. I might have to go buy one. Okay, so these bolts and these nuts are 1 5/16", or bigger than 1 5/16". That's the biggest thing I've got is 1 5/16", and so I'm going to need to go find something else. I wonder if I have a big enough, the crescent wrench will open up big enough for it. It will not. Oh my gosh, these things are monsters. What can I say? You don't want it to fall apart, you know. So I'm not complaining. I'm just not prepared. Ooh, wait. I don't think this will work. Besides, I need 2. No, geez, no, not at all. I'm gonna go need to get a bolt or a set of wrenches that will fit this beast. And here we go. So these are the drive links because they drive the bend and so forth. So here's my issue, what I got right now. I'm putting together the bender, obviously, and to put together the bender, they say this is for the ram itself, and it sits right in here like so it could swivel and stuff as you bend. But it says, look, make sure you put the top side up, and there is no top side marked. So I'm thinking it really doesn't matter. So here we go. Okay, so as you can see, that slides in there. Now there are two different sizes here, right? You've got a 4-inch and a 5-inch, right? The 4-inch goes on the inside, the 5-inch goes on the outside, because the 5-inch will actually stick through this, and so if you put it on this side, it'll keep hitting each one of these and you won't be able to bend anything. So we're going to put the 4-inch and 5-inch. And again, very tight tolerances. I have to lift this side up so everything lines up. I have a couple scratches. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab some flat black because that looks kind of flattish to me. I'm just going to touch that up real fast. All right, guys, feeling kind of stupid. I don't know if you've ever done this before, but I've had a lot of tools in the past with my shop and things of that nature, and I got to say that I'd forgotten I had a separate stash of tools that I used back when I was building scouts and stuff. And so I looked in there just for happenstance to see if any of the larger or specialty tools that I had bought over the years, and maybe I still had some that would fit. And I was very happy that I found this 1.5 inch, and that will fit perfectly. So I'm very happy with that. And then I also found 1.25 inches or 1.125 inches, excuse me, and that fits the So that is, I put on the return spring as you just saw, and the anti-spring back lever. Now I'm just going to throw this back in. So now I just set that in there like so, line it up, and slides right in. All right, so as it pushes, see how that spring, the anti-spring back bar there, you pull it out, reset. See how it clicks and locks? That's why I like that, because then when you release and reposition your ram, you could just keep going. And then when you're done with the bend, presto requesto. Anyway, now we're going to build the part where the ram mount pushes against these teeth. I screwed the ram into the block that holds it. I was able to screw it all the way in. As you can see, there is no space in there at all. And as I said, to have this go pointing straight down, on my application it does. Then I took the pusher block, that's what this contraption is, and I took out, this had this little plug in the ram. At first I thought it was rubber, and I thought I was just going to pull it out with some scissors, but it turns out this is actual straight up steel. It's threaded. I was able to unthread it out. So I pulled that out, screwed this in, and now you can see how the bender works. So it goes in like that. So as you can see, you push it in, it'll go in, push against that, and then as the thing extends, these drive links will drive the die, bending the tube along this. And then what you do, how you measure it, is right through there. As you can see, the numbers, there's 30%. So that's a 30-degree bend. And you can kind of, I'll move that out of the way. And as the die moves along, shoop, like so, and then you reset your die, floop, and then you could reset your ram, extend it some more until you go all the way around until you get the bend that you want. That is what we're looking at. That is the JD Squared Model 4 bender in all of its splendor and glory. Whoa, look what showed up today. Wow, what impeccable timing. Special thanks to Trick Tools. Whew, let's take a look what we got here. Here we are. Bam! I love when they give you stickers. There's their catalog. I definitely have to look through that. I got the quick disconnect hose. Nice, 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 nice. Got a nice little mounting plate down here. I will build myself a nice little plate. I'll weld it onto my stand, and then it will live underneath the bender. Very happy. This is a 4,000 pound pump with a 3.5, I believe, quart capacity, up and then release. I'm really stoked about this. Looks very nice. Hoping it works as well as it looks. So yeah, woo! So anyway, that pump is going to live right over here or right over there on those long arms, and we'll just cut a plate and put holes in it. I'll just grind off a couple things, weld it onto there, hit it with some spray paint so it's nice and pretty. The reason why I painted this, I didn't paint the one that I had. I don't remember painting the one I had in Colorado, but I'm painting this one because we have a lot of water here in the South, and therefore that's why I'm painting this thing, is to make sure that it has, now it's beefy metal, but I want to make sure that it stays as beefy metal as possible. the bender is back together, all together. As you can see, I welded on the pump mount, got the pump mounted. I love, what I love about this pump, it has freaking, the hand control has magnets. That is, my last one didn't have that. Very, very pleased with that. There on that one. You saw that first one? Saw a little pop of air. The first time I did this, it was a lot of air. It was squirting like air. And then now this time, it just got less and less until you just saw it. Now we're going to hook this up to the ram, and that should be good. I'm trying to push as much fluid into the ram and then letting it all back out, into the ram, all back out. All right, that's the end of it. When you want to retract, you just take the anti-spring back lever, you knock it out, and then just release. And I left it in the hole, so it's actually pulling itself back. And back to the front. There we go. That's 55 degrees. So for those of you guys who are used to bending, this is literally the speed it will bend most tubes. Now, the only time that I have slowed these things down is when I use super thick tubes. I bent 2-inch quarter wall once with this. It did it just fine. But this literally is the speed of how fast it bends. So I'm gonna release. I'm gonna start at 10. We're going to 55, right? And you can hear it click as it goes. 10, 20, 30, 40, 55. It'll do a 180 in about 3 strokes, 90 in 2. So this is why I like this bender. It's fast, it's very tough, it lasts forever. I bent so many cages back at DNC with this kind of bender, and it's just awesome. Like I said, everything from 1-inch 0.65 for handles down to 2-inch. This is the bender. It's all completely done. The only thing I would do differently if I were to build this again is these side ones. I'd make them about 3 inches longer on each side. If you'd like this type of content, you want to see me turn this little bug into a would-be pre-runner style kind of thing, feel free to subscribe. I would love to have you. And check out my other videos. As we go through this build, we will basically document everything. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. You guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you on the next one.